The Scorpion EXO-TECH EVO Carbon is the latest modular helmet addition to the EXO-TECH line by the brand Scorpion. We are going to find out what has changed. And our test rider has tested this helmet out on the road and he came back with a lot of interesting data. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, Team for Champion Helmets here and welcome to our channel. Here in front of me I have the EXO-TECH EVO Carbon. This is the updated version of the EXO-TECH Carbon, because of the new certification that is becoming mandatory for manufacturers. According to Scorpion, this is a small, streamlined full-face looking helmet with a lightweight feel. During our testing we will discover if claims about this helmet by Scorpion hold any truth. We put a lot of time and effort into these reviews with just one goal, so you can watch an honest review based on facts rather than marketing language and personal opinions. So if you appreciate this effort, hit that subscribe button and like the video so that we can continue to do these tests and you continue to receive honest in-depth reviews. With that out of the way, we can start the review with some general points. You can rotate the chin bar of the EXO-TECH 180 degrees backwards, so that if you're riding a little faster on the highway with the chin bar open, you experience little wind resistance. In addition, the helmet is also 2206 certified and PGS certified, which means you can ride with the chin bar open. The EXO-TECH has a more oval fit. The closure of the helmet is a ratchet closure and has a retail price that starts at €460 and will therefore compete with the Shoei Neo-Tech 2, Shoei C5, AGC R591 and some other high-end modular helmets. We are going to start the review with the material part, and the EXO-TECH EVO Carbon is, as the name suggests, made of Scorpion's Ultra TCT carbon. This is a premium woven carbon fiber, which results in a lightweight helmet. Carbon helmets are usually the strongest and lightest helmets available, but more on that later. The EXO-TECH is available in 6 sizes and only 2 out-of-shell sizes. The amount of out-of-shell sizes is not the best amount, since the helmet with more out-of-shell sizes not only looks better, but is also safer. If we add everything up, we see that the EXO-TECH earns 3.5 stars, and if we compare this with the other helmets, we see that that's okay, and is on par with the Neo-Tech 2, AGV2 modular and LS2 Advent X Carbon. The R591, X1005 and Sport Modular were the best performing helmets thanks to more out-of-shell sizes. So not a bad start from the EXO-TECH EVO, but let's move on to the weight of the helmet. We have arrived at a very important part, and that is the weight of the helmet. The weight of the helmet is important because lighter helmets prevent fatigue in the neck and thus improve your riding experience. And when we weighed the EXO-TECH in a size M, the scale indicated 1573 grams, which is a solid result. Because of the result, the EXO-TECH earns 4 stars for the weight, and if we weigh in the other helmets, we see that ends almost at top of the list. Only the Sport Modular earned 5 stars, thanks to a very light weight, and the EXO-TECH is on par with the LS2 Advent X Carbon. Interesting results, because 2 2206 certified helmets are actually lighter than the 2205 certified helmets, which is a result we don't see often, so very interesting results for the weight. Now that we're done with the material and the weight, we can take a look at the visor. The visor of the EXO-TECH EVO Carbon is pinlock lens prepared and is included in the box. The pinlock lens that is included is an 120 max vision pinlock and ensures that your visor never condenses while riding. The helmet also has an integrated sun visor that protects your eyes from the sun while riding. The integrated sun visor is anti-condense treated on both sides and can be controlled by a slider on the side of the helmet. A nice bonus you get when buying this helmet is an extra 3-duct smoke visor. This 3-duct smoke visor can be placed easily on the helmet thanks to a very decent visor mechanism. If we add everything up, we see that the EXO-TECH EVO earns an excellent 5 stars for the visor. And if we compare this with the other helmets, we see that it ends at the top of the list, along with the Advent X Carbon and Neo-Tech 2. The Neo-Tech 2 has a better visor mechanism and the Advent X also offers a 3-duct smoke visor. And now that we're done with the review in this video, let's see how it performs out on the road. Before we begin the road test, a brief explanation of how we collect our data. On the left side you see a white thermometer that is connected to a sensor inside the helmet. This thermometer indicates the inside temperature of the helmet. In the top center you see the decibel meter, which is connected to a microphone placed near our rider's ear. This records the sound as our riders hear it. On the right we see a phone that displays wind speed and outside temperature. And in the center we see the dashboard of the bike showing the riding speed of our test rider. Now that is clear, we can start the review with the noise. When testing the Scorpion EXO-TECH, we had an average wind speed of about 120 and riding speed of 130 km an hour. And when you look at the decibel meter, you can see we had an average reading of 102 decibel, which is a solid result. If we weigh in the competitors, you can see it did okay. It is 1 decibel louder than the Shoei Neo-Tech 2 and Shark Evo GT. And it's slightly better than the X1005, Advent X Carbon and the N105 Plus. The most striking result was the R591, which had a reading of 95 decibel, which is extremely quiet. This is also the quietest helmet we've ever measured and can call itself the quietest helmet available today. So again, a good result by Scorpion, and it goes along very well with the other helmets. Okay, great. We continue with the ventilation of the helmet, and before we look at the results, first the ventilation options. The helmet has two vents, one chin vent and one top vent, which you can both open and close. And if we look at the results of the road test, there was a temperature difference of 1.5 degrees, which is an okay result. If we compare this to the other helmets, we see that it ends at the bottom of the list and is almost 1 degree or more hotter in the helmet compared to all the other helmets. Model helmets are designed for comfort and you want a helmet that provides enough cooling when riding on hot summer days. So not the best result by Scorpion, but we're not done yet and move on to the comfort of the helmet. We have arrived at the comfort of the helmet, which is the only subjective part of this review. That is why we lean for this part on the more than 15 years of riding experience of our test rider, who has tested all the other helmets and thus can make the comparison like no other. Our test rider indicated that the helmet felt average compared to the other helmets we have mentioned so far. He indicated that the model does feel streamlined on the highway and that the helmet also feels particularly light. The finish was solid, but again not at the level of the strongest contenders. The liner of the EXO-TECH Carbon is Scorpion's Quick Rig 3 inner liner. This inner liner is removable, washable and antibacterial. In addition, the helmet is also moisture wicking. A helmet that has a moisture wicking function keeps your head cool during the hot days. If we add all this up, we see that the helmet earns a great 4 stars for the comfort. If we line up all the competitors next to each other, we see that the EXO-TECH is on par with most of the other helmets. A side note here is that the EXO-TECH is one of the cheapest in this segment. The real top scorers for this part are the NeoTech 2 and the Schubert C5. Both helmets received the full 5 stars for their comfort. Then we have a few helmets with a good score of 4 stars. We move on to the features of the helmet and we're going to first look at the homologations. The helmet has a new 2206 certification, which is becoming mandatory for newly designed helmets. And the EXO-TECH has a PJ certification. The PJ certification means you may ride with the chin bar open and functions as a jet helmet. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, the chin bar of the EXO-TECH is 180 degrees flippable, which gives it a nice and sleek design, but it also lowers the wind resistance while riding out on the road. In addition, the helmet has quick fit cheek pads, which means you can put on and take off your glasses easily because space was left in the inner lining. The helmet also has an emergency quick release, which is a very important safety feature. If we add up all the features, we see that the helmet earns a great 4 stars for the features. The best helmet was the C5 with 4.5 stars, thanks to some unique features only Schubert helmets have. Most of the other helmets earned 4 stars for the features, so another great job by Scorpion EXO-TECH Carbon. Now that we covered every part, we can take a look at the overview and final verdict. For material, the helmet earned 3.5 stars, thanks to its carbon shell and comes in 2 outer shell sizes. And for the weight, it earned 4 stars, thanks to a result of 1572 grams. For the visor, it earned 5 stars, thanks to an integrated sun visor and extra dark smoke visor. For noise, it earned 3 stars, because we had an average reading of 102 decibel. And for ventilation, 3 stars, thanks to the temperature difference of 1.5 degrees Celsius. For comfort, it earned 4 stars, and again 4 stars for the features, thanks to its PGA and 2206 certification. If we add up all the earned stars, the EXO-TECH EVO Carbon earned an average of 3.8 stars, for which you pay 17 euros per earned star. Scorpion managed to make a solid helmet with great price quality once again. Do you want more information about the EXO-TECH EVO Carbon? Then be sure to take a look in our webshop, championhelmets.com, where we always offer the lowest price guarantee and have great discount bundles. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more reviews, road tests and guides. Thank you for watching. My name is Simon for Champion Helmets and until next time.